I think if you could guarantee me Will Levis wins this be a Super Bowl, I would ride with him.
Oh, yeah. It's a game start. She should, yeah, she should.
First quarter. Is what it is.
I truly had
Move inside, watch
to
him
ride in a little bit.
Move over at half. We don't have to go anywhere. We could watch it here. I don't know. It's your house, Bryce. I would need to get food. We can make some food. Been rocking the Blackstone. Finally got the propane. That is a big time ad. Huge. Not even comparable. I would go through like a thing of those small little propane tanks
in one meal.
Yeah, easily.
Because you gotta burn it for a while to start.
Yep.
Then you gotta cook
to end it.
Then you gotta burn to end it. The propane tank has taken the game to the absolute next level. It's made the on location Blackstone just tailgate setup.
Yeah.
I got a new table. Like things are really coming together for the tailgate setup. Propane.
Ooh. Long time.
Yeah. The power source, the on-demand Blackstone power is, man, you got me really fired up and excited. Like, every time someone mentions Blackstone, I jump on it.
It's a Blackstone Summer.
Blackstone Summer. I can live with that. It's a Bron Summer.
It's a Bron Summer.
Another Bron Summer. How many summers of Bron have we had now?
Quite a bit. We haven't had one
19
in a while.
years of Bron.
This is the first Bron Summer since... Was the COVID year? That wasn't even during the summer, was it?
Oh, you're right. That was
a Bron fall.
Playoff, yeah. I think the
Bron
finals
winter.
in like October or something.
That's a fixture of my childhood. Seriously, is hanging out, watching LeBron play, meaningful basketball early summer. A lot of nights spent watching the King win a bunch of them. Win a bunch of them.
Yeah, some of those stats, like that stat that you sent the other day was just insane.
That stat made no sense.
Which one was this? Because I've been seeing a lot of really pro LeBron stats are starting to look quite absurd. Any stat that you see about LeBron and kind of comparing his winningness over his career to every other he far and away is greater than like any franchise has been in the last 20 years in terms of winning.
Yeah. No, I mean, he, aside from those Cavs teams, those early Cavs teams, and even them, like they were good. Once the Heat era started, 10 straight NBA Finals appearances.
10 straight.
And people to this day, people still try to dog him on it, and it's just like.
But he didn't win them all.
Talk about making it to the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just carrying teams, fighting and clawing.
Yeah, it's not like, given those Heat teams were super teams, but all of those Cavs teams, like Kyrie and Kevin, both good. Not as good as D. Wade and Chris Bosh, though. And the rest of their supporting cast, who'd he have? Had Richard Jefferson in the corner.
Yeah, James Jones for a little bit.
James Jones now... general manager of the Suns.
Ray.
JR.
Just the fact that he could carry those teams.
Oh, I was talking about the Heat. My bad. I think James Jones actually was on both teams.
He did. He did carry over. That's what threw me a little bit there.
LeBron likes to bring guys back along.
That's who we need to document. The guys that just kind of were around for the Bron ride. He just happened to be on the Heat team in 2010 or 2011, and suddenly he's on 4 championship teams. He's got 4 rings to his name. Played on a lot of good basketball teams.
Dion Waiters have a ring due to LeBron?
No, I was thinking Kyle Korver too. Korver was on one of those Cavs teams. I don't know if he got a ring. I don't think
Kyle Korver's got a ring.
He has a ring, but I don't know if he has a ring with LeBron.
Well, who does he have a ring with if not?
If he was
it's either Bron. It ain't from the Hawks. It ain't from the Hawks. I wish Joe Johnson had got a ring.
He had a slow retirement. Oh, Joe needed a ring.
That would have been big. Bobby got a ring.
Yeah, he's gonna probably. I feel like I see. Bobby's probably gonna be the most efficient ring chaser.
Yeah, Bobby will be a great ring chaser.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of guys, almost like a PJ Tucker, but way more successful. Like not even what he adds, which he does bring a lot to the game.
His shot's just gonna. He's a great shooter. He will continue to be a spot up shooter.
Yeah,
a lot of effort.
A lot of effort.
Something that
boards,
he carried
fouls.
into the NBA. He somehow
6 of them
worked his way into being like a stroke.
I got 6, coach.
He's got 6 to give.
I'm ready and willing, and I got 6 to give.
That's interesting. I wonder who's leading in the most
Shout
fouls
out
a
Makai
game.
Mitchell. 6 to give. Now I hate. Is one better than 2? I kind of liked having 2. I kind of liked having 12 fouls. I got 12 fouls, willing and ready.
Maybe Graham needs to just change his last name. Just become a Mitchell twin.
Jalen Mitchell.
Oh man.
Jalen Mitchell.
All right, not to. That was a quick bounce to the Razorbacks with fouls to give.
Yeah.
My mind is constantly working. Like we were talking about Bobby. You know, it's constantly
It's all
finding
about
its
the
way
Hogs.
back to the
Hogs.
Razorbacks. It is all about the Hogs. Shout out the beautiful city of Little Rock, Central Arkansas love.
Golden hour, baby.
Hosting us
Squinting
today.
my eyes.
Never a bad day, except nope, never a bad day. Not when Bron's on.
Not when game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is less than 2 hours out.
Man, remember when the Mavs were in the Western Conference Finals?
Last season, yeah.
It's like it was yesterday.
That would be pretty fun if they were in it.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, the Titans made the AFC Conference Championship one time, and I really was like, this is awesome. We got to be around here quite often, and like just have totally fallen off. We're back to tanking at this point. So
when was that? Was that 2 years ago?
it was 2019. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was a while
That's when
ago.
is that when Vrabel outsmarted Belichick?
That was when he had him in
Game
a
the
blender.
gamer. Yeah.
He had his old he broke Belichick. Like they have not been the same since that day for sure. He lost Brady.
It wasn't Brady. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Brady. It was Vrabel just riding him in the like late third, fourth quarter of the just divisional champion. Dude, you lost to the Titans at home. Vrabes had your head in a blender. Yeah, you're cooked. You're cooked. We've won like 4 playoff games in our franchise history. We won in your building. Get out of here. I thought we had buried Tom Brady so bad. I truly thought it was over. Like I saw him be terrible. There was no way he's coming back.
Well,
from
he
this.
left. He left.
Yeah,
the
he left
Patriots,
and then won another
Then-
Super Bowl
yeah.
and like played MVP caliber
Yeah.
for several years.
Shout out Tom.
Shout out Tom.
Tom and Kim
What
K.
does his life look like seriously for the next 40 years, 50 years?
That's a good question. I imagine a ton of like water sports. Just
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a boat guy.
He's
for
a
sure.
boat guy. I think he's a South Florida guy now.
Yeah.
I would imagine, just based on kind of what I got from his outlook on life, and you know,
And from my personal experience in South Florida.
yeah, it's a pretty nice place. Married to a supermodel, he's probably chasing another one.
Oh,
Well,
I think
they're
that's the
they're
supermodel
divorced,
capital.
yeah.
Yeah.
there's
Divorced
rumors-
today.
Well, no, not today, but they
A while
divorced
ago.
this past year.
Rumor has it
Yeah.
him and Kim K might be.
A thing.
Getting friendly? Why
Yeah,
not?
You know, she's looking for a house in his neighborhood.
Well, I feel like she would just. He's got a plenty big house.
Yeah. There's probably space. Yeah, if he wants to house us, I like vacations.
We'll stay in one.
One room,
Like I
easy.
said,
We'll
dude.
stay in a closet,
There's
sitting
a
on the
lot
floor.
of thirst traps we could take.
That was part of the. Wow,
Yeah.
we're really tying it in. We are
coming
getting closer
back,
than
huh?
it. We're closer than it looks.
Yeah, it's coming.
It is coming.
Yeah, I'll clean your boat, and I'll captain that thing. I'll get my license, and I'm your all-time boat captain now.
Yeah, I bet
I
that's.
like it.
I promise you, he does that 80%. Rest of his life, 80% of his days spent on a boat.
Is he gonna be in media? Right? I mean, he'll probably be.
I don't
in
know.
announcements.
Yeah, he signed that contract.
Yeah,
He
he's
signed the contract. I've been seeing stuff.
For
that
who?
He
Who did he end up
he's-
with?
Might
Fox?
not be interested anymore. Yeah,
I think it was
Fox.
Fox, yeah.
I was
But-
probably not really care to do
I mean,
that.
he hasn't like outright said he's not going to do it, but you know, people
feel
are always
like,
talking.
I feel like Peyton Manning has done a fairly good job of like controlling his, like he's still plenty like media, present and stuff like that. But
Do you guys watch the Manning cast?
I turn it on every now and then.
Yeah, same. I was really into it at first, and then like I was kind of like
I don't watch a
but
ton of Monday Night
I
Football.
like
to be honest.
Troy and Joe.
I'm busy on a Monday. Yeah, I got
Mondays?
stuff to do.
Mondays,
stuff to
we're
do.
working. Monday Night Football, unless the Titans are on, miss me with that. I'm already getting ready for Saturday.
Getting ready for Thursday Night Football.
I have to skip this football to get ready for next football, to mentally prepare.
With the Commanders and the Colts, dude.
I believe in one weekday game a week.
Yeah. Dude, they're trying to take over the whole – football rules like the whole week. If you really wanted to, you literally can watch one on every night. What a crazy time in sport.
Even in the summer, I've been checking out a lot of the spring summer league football.
Yeah.
You know who won? Luis Perez.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Luis Perez, he did.
He got traded
He
to the
did.
Renegades.
They were
and took
6-4.
Terrible. I think they were 4-6.
Were they?
Yeah, they were
The game changer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were 4-6 when they made the playoffs. They were terrible.
Wow, that is true validation.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we were talking about him before the week 1 of the XFL.
Yeah. The very limited knowledge we had, we knew ball. We knew
he was a
who
gamer,
man to
dude.
beat was.
We knew that he was real.
What's his Mike Stoops picked him up. Or is it
Bob
Bob?
Stoops.
Bob.
Yeah.
Mike's
They
coaching.
do have quite a few.
Yeah.
Is Mike coaching? Is Mike at Kentucky? Who's at Kentucky?
Yeah.
Mark is at
Mark,
Kentucky.
yeah.
There's no Mike.
I'd like to. All right, I'm gonna take this time on our Kentucky tie to go on a little tangent about a former quarterback who played at Kentucky.
Okay.
Coached by Mark Stoops, who is now a member of the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
That quarterback's name is Will Levis. My quarterback.
Yeah.
my quarterback.
Have you said anything against him in the past?
My quarterback. Yes, I have been pretty outspoken in my distaste of him as a quarterback prospect.
Okay.
Now, however,
Prospect.
Yes, a prospect. And I've been enlightened. Ever since draft day, ever since I knew he was a Titan, ever since he's wearing that two-tone blue rather than that Colts royal blue, I have accepted the fact that Kentucky is such a broken football program. Mark Stoops is so overrated and bad at being, and he's so good at mediocrity. He is so good at mediocrity, but he is so far from an elite level coach that he could not even win the SEC East with Will Levis at quarterback. You had Will Levis in your backfield, and you couldn't even win the SEC East.
It's bad.
Program over. Kentucky football, it's over.
Yeah, get the milk out of your cafeteria, weirdos.
Yeah. Anyway, Will Levis is. This is quite past draft day, so feelings of a decision in the draft might seem fairly menial, correct? Like it's like, it's just a guy.
Yeah.
It's just a guy you draft. But when you draft a quarterback
Lot of weight.
in the NFL, it is a very elevated position on the football team. The quarterback is de facto the face of your franchise.
Yeah.
For many teams,
Especially when you're looking for one.
So you draft Will Levis, and I'm sitting there at a poetry reading, to be quite fair.
Okay.
That's not not something I would say I frequent, though not afraid of a little poetry jam. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of supporting a magazine launch.
Oh, cool.
People are doing an open reading poetries, and my phone just starts blowing up, and everyone's just in disarray. Like it is
Me and Bryce might have been
absolute
one of them.
chaos on my phone, and people are it is doomsday. Like this is more upset than people. Like if people said no, the Earth just got hit by this is true. It happened. We drafted Levis because it even built up in round 1. People have been mocking Will Levis to the Titans, but also to other teams. It's been just please not Will Levis. Like please just so you get to pick 11. He's on the board and you're afraid. You are terrified you're about to draft Will Levis. You draft an offensive lineman. No big deal. Awesome. We move. Not Will. It was not Will. Like
I thought it was over at that point.
Truly
You
a
guys dodged the
joyful
bullet.
moment on Thursday. Thursday, a joyful moment of just not. Yes. I singled out him. There are so many players in the draft, and I singled out Will Levis as the one I did not want on my team. We passed him in the Thursday night ends, and I wake up. I kind of didn't watch the very end of the draft. It moves a little slow in the first round for me.
Dude, 4 hours for the first round.
Yeah,
That's a whole.
The second, now it gets kind of cooking. There's a lot of trades going on. Pretty fun. But anyway, I wake up Friday morning, and I'm reviewing kind of who got drafted, whatnot, and I just have this pit of despair hit my chest, and I said, Will Levis is still on the board.
Yep.
Like, we haven't escaped it yet. We haven't got out of the woods yet. And then you hear rumblings. The Titans may be looking to trade up in the second round, and it's just like, no, don't be true. Like, please don't be true. And I was busy that night as well, that Friday night, but I did step away to watch that pick, and they say
that's a real sports fan.
Titans trade up to number 33, and he's on the board, and it's just like, it's happening.
That's it, yeah.
It's happening. And then they announce Will Levis to the Tennessee Titans, and then I don't know what I was doing that was distracting me that night, but luckily I was at I was at an Arkansas Travelers
Were you at the
baseball
Arkansas game?
I believe.
No.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was at the Arkansas baseball game in Little Rock.
Huge.
Which they lost as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
see
right.
it.
Didn't
Not on
watch
TV.
the end. Yeah, I left.
No, I remember Bryce saying something and you just replying.
I was so excited.
You serious? That was all you
Yeah.
said. You serious?
But we've had to change our art. He's our quarterback now, and
You gotta
might as
ride with
well.
him.
We got to ride with him.
I've been seeing things calling him the next Ryan Tannehill, so that's awesome.
Yeah, next Ryan Tannehill. If we can really hope for that, we're really shooting high. Like, that's
No,
Is that-
it was peak Ryan Tannehill, I think was this tweet.
well. My thought is he's Tannehill with the higher ceiling.
That's good. That's a good place to be,
So
though.
Tannehill did some really good things,
had
but
some
he
moments
was
for sure.
limited. So
Yeah.
Levis is Tannehill with the higher ceiling.
I like the videos where people are comparing quarterbacks based off one throw on Twitter.
Awesome.
Those
I
are
love
always
it.
fun.
His combine throw.
No, this was just
One little practice
Titans.
throw.
Practice
his
throw.
first
okay.
ever clip that came out of him in practice.
It was a nice throw.
Just went. It was like a little dump off, like 20 yards down the. I mean, it was an impressive throw, but it was like a nothing throw in practice.
Yeah.
And people just. It was like a light bulb had gone off in people's heads. They just turned automatically on the whole situation.
I imagine there were a lot of Titans fans exactly like you that needed just to be like, okay, he can throw it because he threw
Wow,
it.
now he's number 8 in a Titans
didn't throw
uniform.
it.
I
He
like.
might have had
Okay.
like 200 passes all year at Kentucky.
Yeah. He's number 7 at Kentucky. Gross. Number 8 in a Tennessee Titans uniform.
Ooh.
That
That's an
throw.
upgrade. That's an upgrade. We
Awesome.
like that.
We
We can meme that.
We love that. You just like I didn't choose that, so I gotta ride with. I'm a Titans fan. Like I gotta ride with who I gotta ride with. So
Oh, we wish you the best for Will.
And now
Your
we
team
just
will.
now I hope I pray to be just wrong beyond comprehension. Like I hope because me being wrong means he's truly like a great quarterback. Like I just didn't think he was very good at all.
Yeah.
So me being wrong means he actually is really good. Like we were kind of mentioned before air, but like really at this point I want the Titans to win a Super Bowl.
Got to.
I'm not really. It is fun to win divisions and stuff, but like we are lacking a Super Bowl championship. Like to step up, we have to step up. Like there really is no way, and it's going to take.
You want the Super Bowl, but it also just the fun of getting to the game, getting to the bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I've been praying for as a Cowboys fan. Even though the agony of a Super Bowl, like losing in a Super Bowl would suck, like, in our lifetimes our teams have not even gotten the chance.
And never really sniffed it.
That's all you no,
One
yeah,
sniff.
not even
I
there
sniffed.
was a
Yeah.
sniff. There was a sniff, not a sniff for
I
me.
sniffed, and I was hungry in the first half until Mahomes broke a run. We were up by 10 going into half. Oof.
Yeah.
God
Yeah, I
bless,
sniffed
yeah.
it. Sniffed it, but never tasted it.
It's coming. I believe.
I think
Will Levis just has to be better than Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
I think, I've always had this theory that somehow, back to Arkansas, back to the Razorbacks, while we're here. I've always had this theory that, Arkansas has been in a pretty long drought in the major sports.
Yeah.
That's pretty well documented. I think,
Championship drought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not track. Shout out track.
On track.
Shout out track.
And baseball 1 year made it to it at least.
But I think there's going to be an event, like we're going to get over the hump once, and it might transfer to several sports winning a national championship, like in a cycle.
I could
like
see that.
I could see Arkansas. We might
It's just our time.
We might not be a Bama and win 3 out of 4 football natties, but we could win a baseball, football, basketball natty like back to back. And then it's just like, what are you gonna do? Like that would be the most epic accomplishment, I think, as like a
that would make up for it all.
That's a Florida move.
But this, what I'm really hinting at is that this baseball team, the Razorbacks got cooking, is looking pretty good.
Scary good.
Scary
Losing
good.
people and getting better.
They have got consistently they are They are better now.
Yeah.
Markedly better, and they're adding all-stars every day every day. We're still missing 2 of our future professional players.
Yep.
I'm just saying they've been there quite a bit. It's like Dave Van Horn is such a good coach. Like he is, not to say but like you put a great team there often enough, like at some point you're gonna take it home. Like this is another team that's they're going to host. This is baseball. If you're hosting, if you're a top 8 national seed, you're in just tremendous position to advance to Omaha. Because you just got to protect if you put yourself in position constantly, you make the Omaha, you constantly put yourself in that final 8, you're going to get there. This team has quality pitching, dude. Our Sunday SEC starter just went a complete game, 9 innings against the number 6,
impressive.
like a top 10 team in the country. Every team does not have 3, like a third guy like that. Not that he's really our third guy, but
how's the SEC so deep in baseball? It feels like there are 7 top 10 SEC teams. There aren't.
There's like 4 in Omaha every single season.
I do think
like every weekend
you
we're
want to talk
playing a top 10 team.
about trickle down economics for a minute here?
Yeah.
This is in a non-theoretical way where but SEC are high revenue producing programs as a whole. Like they have a lot of money from the conference as a whole that gets distributed, which can be invested in a sport like baseball, which is important, which does have history, which does have high levels of talent. But you're able to, SEC schools, you literally. It's so simplistic, but you just look at an SEC school's baseball stadium compared to a Big Ten school's baseball stadium. Like they are the biggest stadiums they have would be dwarfed in the SEC. So literally the commitment to the SEC is a true baseball is such an odd dynamic for the high school player because an elite high school player still has the ability to go professional. So a lot of times they will forego college. So, college baseball for the longest time missed out on a lot of the true elite talent. But I think you're seeing more and more these days as kind of the funding, as the care, as the coverage. I mean, like used to, even 10 years ago, you might catch a few Razorback baseball games on TV.
Yeah.
Now I got every single game, 99% of games in HD broadcast that I can pick up any stream anywhere.
True.
So just the accessibility. I think college baseball is now offering a more developmental program for high-level baseball players. And the SEC has certainly just produced so much talent. It is so much recruiting. Baseball is probably more popular in the southern, we do, we do literally exist in baseball-heavy hotbeds.
Yeah.
From Texas, now the new SEC. I mean, Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, literally the SEC states are big, just so big and heavy into youth baseball. And I think that you just see that carry over into they play at the programs. And that's just been it's a snowball effect. And I think the effects have gotten wider since funding has baseball baseball is a quasi revenue generator. Really, in college sports, there's football and basketball are your revenue generating sports.
Yep.
They kind of sustain everything else. Baseball, like Arkansas, is one of the few rare programs in college baseball where we are positive on, baseball generates more money than we spend on baseball. Most other sports are in the negative. It's truly a support of the institution. And so, SEC schools are really the only ones that operate like that. And they've just invested into stadiums. They've got great coaches and programs. And I don't know. It is such a wide gap between the SEC and other conferences. Yeah. Like, they may have a team or two that can compete. Sure, there are great baseball teams all over. But, we've seen it the past couple of years. Like, you could finish 10th in the SEC and make it to Omaha, win the championship. So, the gap is wide. I don't really have – that's a pretty long-winded answer of saying, I don't really,
I think it's a fair answer.
There's a lot of reasons for
that. Makes a lot of what you presented makes a ton of sense on why it would be just revenue falling down the way to get to the baseball, which is probably third in line at every school in the SEC.
Yeah, and scholarship programs have, I think even NIL advances it further. So baseball has always been very limited in scholarships. Typically, you get 11.5 scholarships for baseball, I do believe. And
they're not full scholarships, are they?
So, I mean, one guy could get – if you get a full scholarship for baseball, it's highly – because, I mean, you got a 30-person roster. One guy getting out of 11 scholarships, getting a full scholarship is a lot. So, yeah, you typically only do, half scholarships, stuff like that, which is a major restriction, for – programs. But now even you might have opportunities to earn outside of every program. Razorbacks, there's probably 20 guys that could legitimately earn based on NIL stuff like that, because the program has such a recognizable impact on the community. But not everywhere is that the case. But the scholarship reduction or just has been tough for baseball. Because, would I rather get paid to play baseball, even though it's in the minor leagues? And I think some of minor league baseballs, they have some big, just kind of not great standards for players. And you know what I mean? They just
minor league baseball seems real bad.
Real deficiencies for, they're not paid very much. It's very difficult travel, very, very difficult schedules.
Yeah.
You got to pay for so much of your development. I think those minor league baseball has kind of been exposed a little bit, and developmentally, college is a great resource. Arkansas, go to Arkansas, and in 3 years you will be far more ready for the pros than you would be in 3 years of single A baseball. And just we're traveling in private jets, and you're riding a bus 18 hours. It's just stuff like that. College, not too bad. A lot of pretty girls in college.
Yeah.
Fun times. Not too bad.
Just sit in the silence. Take it all in. No, that was a beautiful answer. Exactly what we were. What I wanted to know to a T.
Yeah, I'm not big on baseball.
How much does a
I
Travelers
watch the
player
Razorbacks,
make?
but
Probably.
Why have I never met one?
$42,500 a year.
Oh wow, more than a school teacher.
But Travelers are AA. They're a pretty legit part of minor league. There are a lot of single A teams that are in the.
What are they? They're the
Mike Trout came
through
the
affiliate. Way. Yeah, the Angels affiliates.
Yeah.
I think that's still the Angels affiliate. I do.
Yeah,
I think so. They've
the Angels are terrible.
Switched a few times.
Maybe not.
No, they're bad. They have two of the best players in baseball, but they're still bad. Everyone else is bad.
I'd like to do a live from the berm at a Travelers game.
That'd be awesome.
They allow cameras and stuff.
Dude, I haven't been to a Travelers game since I was 12.
Right.
This is just a legit.
We got major technology. Major tech. Major.
Should we get into some NBA?
Let's do it.
Action?
Yeah, let's do it. So we got Boston and Miami. It's a pretty legit matchup.
Same matchup as last season. That's gonna be a fun one.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Was it the same as last year?
Yeah, it was Boston Miami.
Game 7 last year. Game 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Heat.
Josh, you want to jump us into it, or?
Let's do it. Yeah. So, we're here, and I'm wearing my LeBron James 23 Laker jersey.
That's a true Bron fan move.
23, yeah.
Wearing
He's 6
man,
now.
I got his jersey the first year he went to the team.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was not happy when he went to the Lakers. I specifically remember I have a buddy who's a huge Lakers fan, and the whole offseason I was just like, he's not going to the Lakers. LeBron wouldn't do that.
Where'd you think he was gonna go?
I thought he was gonna stay in Cleveland, which was probably, in hindsight, it was like, no, LeBron wasn't gonna finish his career in Cleveland. He was gonna want to chase more rings because those teams just weren't gonna get it done. They had gotten there, but they weren't gonna get LeBron another ring. But, yeah, I remember being visibly upset. I actually was like, I'm not going to cheer for the Lakers. And sure enough, the next season came around. I was like, well, I'm here.
Were
I'm
you
gonna have to cheer for the Lakers.
Were you an immediate Miami switch?
Yeah.
Me too.
So
You're LeBron. You guys are LeBron guys. You're
no,
LeBron
so
over anything else.
Just a little bit of history about the whole LeBron thing.
Your history.
Me and LeBron's history.
Being a man with hoop dreams, aspiring hooper. Obviously, like we were like 7 when LeBron got to the NBA, so that was like around when I started like being conscious in basketball, being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the NBA. This new kid came around the NBA, was just absolutely killing it, and then he came out with the documentary More Than a Game.
Yeah,
that did push it.
That pushed it, and it was that whole thing was about him in high school, like his AAU life, and I had just started getting into AAU ball, so watching that just like lit a fire under me, and that was pre-Miami, and then he moved to Miami like a year or two later, and so I was like, yeah, I'm all in for LeBron. I mean, I was all in before that, but then like that happened, and then the LeBron hate started coming.
That's when it was,
and so I was like, all right, well, I'm riding for this guy. So, yeah, I was through and through. Once the decision happened, I was defending the decision. I was, all about LeBron James.
It's like a court decision. I was defending the decision. We made a statement.
He goes,
me and Josh were on the defendant's case.
I still remember to this day. He goes, "Oh man, this is tough." And he
I
goes,
think you
"I'm
just
gonna be playing
at
down
the
in
end of the
South
day,
Beach."
you truly can go, Your Honor. Miami is better than Cleveland.
Yeah.
This man is a 22-year-old millionaire.
And the
Miami
judge is like, all right,
Cleveland.
fair enough.
This man's lived in Ohio his whole
Do you
life,
wanna
and now he's
play
got
with
millions of dollars. Let him move to Miami. Dang.
Do you want to play with another Hall of Famer? Okay.
Your buddy, your like best bud.
Yeah,
Y'all want to
came
play
in the league with
basketball
him?
in Miami for $1 million? Yeah, all right. Sounds awesome.
3 dudes in your draft class.
Yeah. So, anyways, with that being said, we can.
The amount of hate that got too, and that's a true LeBron defender. I'll mention.
It was self-serving.
Yeah, it was. The sign of a true LeBron defender, a day one, is when they mention the millions of dollars he raised for the charity for the like Boys and Girls Club.
Given $1 million.
You're gonna hate on the decision.
Yeah,
you're gonna hate on him
I
giving
forgot about
millions
that.
of dollars
It was at
for
the Boys and Girls Club, wasn't it?
Oh, you're
yeah.
gonna hate on this guy?
That's so funny.
It was at the Boys and Girls Club, but they put a black curtain around everything so you couldn't see the condition that Boys and Girls Club was in. It was just, oh my god.
They brought in a full set.
They did bring in a full set. I remember them saying that, be like, this is it could be anywhere. Good for them.
They faked the boy. It's in the ESPN studios in Bristol. They faked the Boys and Girls Club.
That is a true sign of a LeBron defender is. Because usually that's where the argument goes, the decision.
That's where it starts.
Yeah,
That's
and
where
then
he
it's like,
started.
"Blood, all the
That's where
money."
it did get divisive over LeBron.
Yeah.
For
sure.
You brought it up in the show notes of kind of the best LeBron series, and I know we were talking about the playoffs, but I think it was cemented. Should we talk about favorite LeBron series, or should we stick?
No.
to
I mean,
That's what
that's
this
what
playoffs are still
I
about.
was about to bring up. We'll talk about that, and then we can kind of go into the playoffs and.
It's year 20 of LeBron. This could be legitimately. This could be his last conference finals. There is zero guarantee.
That's
he
why
gets back
I
here.
am this watching LeBron against the Lakers and the Grizzlies and the Warriors has been I gotta watch every second because this could be it. This could be the last time we see because I would say that this is a legitimate championship run now. He's in the
he's on a
conference
championship
finals.
run with
Oh yeah,
He might be
I
in
think
the
every time LeBron
with the
gets in
healthy.
playoffs.
He's healthy and Anthony Davis is healthy. That's a legitimate
They
championship.
could
run.
be in the playoffs after this, and they could still make a run, but this very well could be the last.
The last
run.
time he's probably a serious leader on a champion.
Yeah.
He'll be a serious.
I know he's a
leader
serious leader, but I'm saying
next year.
a minutes.
Minutes,
Ball heavy, still a
that makes sense.
Yeah.
the most prominent ball handler or just facilitator on the team.
LeBron's gonna crack load management during the season. They're gonna be cracking down on teams load managing. He might play 300 minutes one season
Yeah, I
and
can
just
see that.
show up in
and
the playoffs.
then come in the playoffs. Yeah.
That's when Bronny's playing. He just lets Bronny go out there and hoop for the regular season, and then he's just.
That's what the Lakers are doing
could
already.
Could he be a
just
player
young
coach?
dudes. I would love to see LeBron as a player coach.
If anyone could do it,
would be
LeBron would be
if anyone
the guy
would want
to
to do it.
Yeah,
It'd
if
be
anyone
LeBron.
would.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris Paul.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about your three favorite memories. They can be a highlight. It can be like a series as a whole. It can be a game. Whatever.
I think I'm gonna go series as a whole too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna pick. Should we draft them?
Yeah.
We can draft them. My knowledge will be sort of limited if I end up with the last pick.
Could we? All right.
I'm down to draft them. We can go.
Let's just take out one.
I think we all have one. It's probably
I like that. I like taking out one.
Yeah.
Our number one in general.
The finals versus the Warriors 3-1.
Yeah.
Down 3-1.
2016.
The obvious pick.
Summer, that was a great summer of that was epic matchup of basketball history right there.
It really was. I mean, it was. I think that was the most entertaining the NBA has been ever, at least in my life.
It's funny because
I've watched my team win a championship. I was more entertained by that finals.
They said that they would say, that was the least entertaining time of the NBA, like for a span, because it was late.
They were so
Cavs,
dominant.
Warriors every year, but
those finals were awesome.
Finals was so there were battles, dude. I mean, it was
the playoffs
history.
were boring, almost.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Yeah,
they kind of ran through.
If you didn't have a team, if like your team wasn't fighting to go to the conference finals or something,
because you knew what was gonna happen. But no, I was in Florida with one of my buddies, and just a band of LeBron haters, dude. Like I was the only LeBron guy there. And it was a bunch of older guys too. So like I remember this one dude, me and shout out Benji Lumpkin, one of his friends,
Benji will be on the pod.
Oh yeah, he will be. Celtics guy. But one of his dad's friends was just like bad mouthing LeBron, like LeBron James. That guy's not a very smart guy. Like just like literally stuff like that. Point. And I'd be like, dude, what are you talking about? Like we're talking about basketball.
He didn't even go to college.
But it was 3 It was 3-1, and then Draymond got suspended, which that's a whole nother thing. But Kyrie and LeBron came out 2 games in a row, scored 40 plus apiece. And
they were unstoppable for 2 games. For really 3 games.
Well, 3 games, but yeah, no, like 2 absolutely historical finals playoffs individual performances. Both guys on the same team, just like literally passing it back and forth and scoring pretty much every possession. Just, it wasn't like they blew the Warriors out either. Like, those were good basketball
they were very
games.
good games as well.
Steph and Clay, that was prime Steph and Clay.
Yeah, that was the most winningest team. The team he came back from was the defending champion, winningest team in NBA history. Like, that was who had just, reload. Like, they hadn't lost. Their core was still
only getting stronger.
Yeah.
Even in years to come,
73-9.
only getting stronger.
73-9.
Down 3-1.
And they come back 3-1 against the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
So they had won
the series before.
They had won
the series
6 out of 8
crushed
games.
KD.
Yeah, the series that KD. I don't even want to talk about that.
Dude, that hurt. When he went to the Warriors, that was so lame.
I remember.
That was a lame.
I was a KD defender then.
I rember where I was at, and I was just like, "Well, the
NBA
is not going to be fun."
That's why sports is awesome for the discourse, because what other reason do we? All of a sudden, we have something to seriously, contest about.
To talk about. That means true. There's not much weight on it.
Yeah.
Truly, for us, the layman, talking about other people's life decisions. But I was. I don't know. It's kind of the same with the decision. You hate to see people just get hate for being like, I want to get promoted. Yeah. I want to go to a better situation for myself.
I want to win. You say it's all about winning. I had the chance to go to the best team. I'm the best player of all time. I just went to the best team.
One of the all-time teams.
That team was.
KD on the Warriors is one of the better lineups in all of NBA history.
Yeah.
Going into the future, we'll see.
Now, I got to be in the minority here and say that, you lose a historic series.
You couldn't be in the minority.
Yeah, I think that's the majority. I think you would KD as a snake.
And then you come back and go to that team just as a competitor.
That's like Nick Starkel throwing 5 interceptions versus San Jose State and then going to San Jose State.
Yeah. that was always really funny. The Razorback discourse about that was good.
He was actually pretty good for
They had
San
a good
Jose
year.
State.
I think they went 10-2, 9-3.
San Jose State.
He did go from
He
Power
had been at
5
Texas A&M and Arkansas, and then he probably should have been a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
But the 2016 playoffs is definitely that was
amazing.
On the board.
Mention the block. We got to mention the block. Probably the best defensive NBA finals
Single play.
Single play. Like, I mean,
the
not even
chase down.
finals, just in general, like, with what was on the line, like, you know, that block kind of sealed the game. The game wasn't over at that point, but it was kind of like you started to kind of taste it if you were me.
Dude, I got a funny
fan.
story about that. I was on a cruise. I've been on one cruise in my life, and it was like a 3-day cruise, and it was games 6 and 7.
Yeah.
I watched 6 from this weird lounge on a cruise. It was awesome. Nice banter back and forth.
You've checked out some games in some interesting places.
Oh, if you
even like over the last year,
if you
you've
tallied
watched the
up where
Hogs
I have
and, like,
watched, if you've tallied up where I've watched games and like
Another one?
experienced it from,
Yeah.
it would be pretty curious. But I'm watching Game 7. They put it up live on the pool deck. Pretty sweet setup.
That's life. That's
So
living.
like, yeah. But okay, everything was awesome, great. I'm sitting under the stars on the ocean watching Bron in Game 7. This is amazing.
That sounds peak.
It was peak until with about a minute and a half left in the game, the screen goes dark and like the big Disney logo comes up and they're playing. It's like a scheduled movie at like 9:30 p.m. and it's like there's a minute left in Game 7.
Oh my
Like this
God,
is what are you like? I've never sprinted anywhere in my life faster. I sprinted back to my actual room.
What was the movie?
Dude, I didn't stay to find out. I'd left. I wasn't staying to find out what was going on.
If it was up, I would have stayed.
And I sprinted to my room, and I missed Kyrie's shot. Like, I missed that big-time shot.
Yeah.
But I saw obviously I saw that shot get replayed over and over. It's honestly kind of funnier to have, like, yeah, I missed that shot live, but I was watching kind of by myself anyway. Like,
Yeah.
That is a great story.
That is, yeah, that's a great
that
where
was
were you
just
at story.
a moment of pandemonium. I was like, it's a one-point game with 90 seconds left in Game 7 of LeBron versus the, like,
to make the historic comeback.
You could not pick a
They had
worse time for
comeback.
the screen to just go dark. I've put my trust
in a Disney movie to begin.
just like
Of all
seriously,
things.
no, it's like I'm sure it was frozen. Like
They did not know ball,
It was the
dude.
kids' night.
They
It was the kids'
definitely
movie
didn't know
night on the
ball.
deck.
Yeah.
And
Disney Cruise Lines.
anyway,
No ball.
yeah, it was not a Disney Cruise Line. I don't believe.
So
but
2016's number one.
Yeah, 2016.
Pretty easily.
Bryce, what do you got?
Mine's easy. It doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of respect. All right.
Are you about to bring up a
his number one
2011
choice is
loss?
gonna be
God
2011
bless.
final.
Oh
my favorite
God.
LeBron playoff moment involves
Oh
my
my
team
God.
winning a championship.
Fair.
That's pretty
All right.
easy.
Valid.
If that was your team, you would think the same. What a great. I think that's the.
Never beat the Mavs.
So the decision started the LeBron hate, but I really think this series cemented LeBron.
It like made it valid.
It made it a lot valid.
That was a very sad
That was a
series
dark
to watch.
First
dude.
year in Miami, go to the championship, lose to single-handedly Dirk's sick, very sick, who you have humiliated. I think he had, I'm going to say he had mono. He probably had like a little cough, but he had mono.
He had a little cough.
He had mono. They're mocking him. People are hating that because Dirk, obviously the great white savior, Dirk, is just beloved by all the media pundits at the time and still is. To go out there and kind of wipe LeBron, not wipe, but
They worked him.
they worked him.
It was 4-2, yeah.
LeBron
They won
shrank.
the series. Didn't even get to
LeBron
Game
did
7.
shrink. Yeah, that was.
LeBron, the whole team,
I think
the whole
LeBron
team was minuscule.
What
The whole
that?
team was
Like, he had
minuscule,
like a
and it was
10-point
highlighted
game.
by.
Yeah.
LeBron was brought
playing
down.
second fiddle. He was playing second fiddle. Yeah.
He was getting locked up by J.J. Barea for little stints of the game. LeBron was getting put in a box after going to
I
the
did
Miami
love
Heat.
JJ Barea.
But
That was the darkest hour of being a LeBron fan.
it was the dark hour, but like the Dark Knight says, it's always darkest before the dawn. Is that from the Dark Knight?
Sure.
Thank you.
Both of the movies.
Yeah, that's from.
But as
All of
Giannis
he
says that every
there's no
movie.
such thing as failure in sports. So
That is take by
Yeah, it's fun.
Giannis recent.
I mean,
But I think
Hey,
it made LeBron
it
into the
did.
championship
No,
winner
it
because
did.
at that point he still had the choke stigma.
yeah,
big time. It got escalated.
Huge.
Not clutch.
So it like
The clutch
going
narrative
for
is-
LeBron's complete icon, his iconoclast that is LeBron. I feel like that was my most pivotal because my team won, but also a very pivotal moment in LeBron's like narrative today.
Fair.
He had to overcome the clutch, which only adds to your greatness. He had to overcome building the first super team, which it was not. But building building a super team and then losing to
a not super team,
one guy and a lot of
super guy,
very good players that were a little bit past their prime. That's I don't know how people don't have that, and we're not arguing, but that's a top LeBron. You got to fail. Yep. That's sports.
That's
you win
true.
and you lose.
Yeah. I like that.
And he took a huge L.
Yeah, no, that was. I remember
second greatest white guy of all time.
I was a Facebook warrior at that point. I was talking a lot of trash. I think that the Heat had come back 3-2 against the Pacers, and everybody was counting them out.
A good Pacers team.
A very good Pacers.
Pacers Heat was up there on. Yeah. Those were some fun.
Those were some fun series,
Paul George
dude.
and Danny Granger.
Roy Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert at the beginning, and then
that
just literally displayed the ending of Roy. Roy Hibbert went from a series part of a tough team to like kind of cracked in like 2 years.
Roy Hibbert started.
All right, we're gonna sing "We Are the Champions." Are we ready? Let's go. How's it go? 1, 2, 3. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Thank you.
A line of like noticing that trend of big men who are very good. Roy Hibbert, Andre Drummond, DeMarcus Cousins, Greg Oden, but he got injured. Like guys,
that's what I mean. Well, I guess
guys
Andre
who were
Drummond
legitimately
never got
like leading teams.
Like they fall off real quick,
and then they fall off.
And then there's just big men.
But
they
that's
say
what happened to
7-footers
Hibbert.
don't grow on trees.
Hibbert got injured.
He did get injured.
But
that's usually what kind of coincides.
Yeah,
it's like, well, he had a little injury, and then he just kind of
couldn't jump as high.
Yeah, he wasn't as dominant as seven. Like his whole career had been built on just dominating
they had like come back from that series and won, and I was talking a lot of trash, and then I was like, oh, Mavs cake, like this is fine, and then. What game did were D Wade and LeBron talking trash?
I want to say they were up 2-1.
They were up 2-1.
Game 4.
That's what.
They're going into game 4. Flu game.
And then they didn't win another game.
The only flu game.
Yeah, they didn't win another game.
Wow, they got walked down.
They did.
It was amazing to watch. I'm the only Mavs fan most people know. Now I know one more Mavs fan. So it was. And I know a lot of LeBron fans in general, so it was a great...
a lot of LeBron fans with no tie to any of them.
Nothing,
just 7th grade. That's like peak trash talking at school.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, got to go to school every single day of that series and just look at Adam Smith in the eyes and be like, dude, your guy sucks. My guy. Oh.
I got Dirk.
Yeah, I got Dirk. I got JJ. I got Caron Butler, Sean Marion. I think Caron Butler was out for the series.
Oh yeah, he was. He got hurt pretty early on.
Yeah.
Well,
that's mine. That's my number 2, which I actually put at number 1, but my team won.
All right, so mine. Obviously, I'm gonna be going with. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, but I'm gonna go with LeBron's first championship. Against the Oklahoma City Thunder, against, a really good team in Oklahoma City with James Harden and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Like, you talk about those guys today, and you're kind of like, wow, those guys were on the same team and they didn't win a championship? Like, what in the world? But it's because, they were going against arguably one of the best teams of all time because, that Heat team was just absolutely stacked. Especially year 2 when they had a team like a year to gel together and everything. But no, it was just a really happy moment for me. Just as a LeBron fan, LeBron being able to prove everybody wrong. I remember I was at my grandpa's house when it happened. And also just that playoff run in general. Seth and I were talking about it before the pod. The Celtics with like the original super team. That was when KG and Paul Pierce and I think Ray Allen was still on that team, right? Ray Allen didn't come till the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still on the
Ray Allen was still, so like, they were still good in their own right. They were getting older, but they were chasing more rings. They had the Heat on their heels. And in Game 6 at the Garden, LeBron comes in and drops 45 on their head.
On, like, a ridiculous efficiency game.
He had
like
30 at halftime.
He only shot, like, I don't want to say 19, but, like, he literally shot, like, not many shots at all.
It was 30 at halftime, and they won the game by 20, so he was sitting, like, because it was Game 6, so he still had, they had to call off the Dogs, so he probably could have gone for, like, 60 points if he really wanted to.
He was in that kind of takeover
He was in that
zone.
mode, and obviously at home, when you have the best player in the NBA, like, you're going to take Game 7. So I'm pretty sure the Warriors Heat series, or not Warriors, Thunder Heat series, then like in the finals, the next series, it was pretty quick. I think it was like 4-1.
Yeah, it was very quick.
So, it was just the Heat, the more experienced. They were the better team. They had KD was still really young. I don't know how old he was, but he had to have only been like 25 or something, like 25 or 26, like at the most.
Yeah, that was KD
Maybe
truly
even
becoming
younger.
a superstar.
That was the
I feel like
year,
it was
yeah.
The year right before that.
Yep.
And then kind of Russell Westbrook was coming into his own that year.
Yeah, and
James Harden was pretty quiet, but coming into his own.
he was he was
quiet,
actually a
averaging
sixth
20
man.
points a game.
Yeah, he was like the sixth man.
Just a sniper, too.
Yeah, normal quiet being an NBA star to be.
Yeah, but
My type of quiet.
Yeah.
that they
Quiet,
were
but not
far and away the
silent.
better team and got it done. LeBron was the guy. Like in that series, there was no second fiddle to D Wade because in the first year, there were rumblings where it was like, is D Wade Batman? Like LeBron's playing second fiddle to D Wade.
That was the
Like,
narrative.
That was the narrative. Like
Whoa.
it was like D Wade's better than LeBron.
Well, it was
Championship winner.
D Wade had won
And that's
a
the thing,
championship
too, is
with
D
that
Wade
team.
what, like,
Which was my
LeBron
least
came-
favorite series of all time.
He came, that. Yeah, LeBron came to Miami, so that was kind of the question, like,
Wade
year.
County. It was
Wade
already like
was Wade County.
it was
Yeah.
already like Dwayne
Like,
Wade's.
those were
And
already,
probably, I mean, it's still, for Miami fans,
Yeah.
D Wade's team.
He's
Like,
still-
they,
No,
they,
no,
they
yeah,
love him
they
in
definitely
Miami,
favor
probably
D
a
Wade
little bit
over
more.
LeBron, especially
Yeah.
because LeBron left after year 4, But yeah, no, I mean, that's it for me. The 2012
Weird to
NBA
think it comes-
championship.
So late in his career. Sorry to interrupt, but weird to think that LeBron spends so much time in the NBA before winning a championship.
Yeah.
He's put in a lot of work.
Even
fast.
Yeah,
I think the back
Since
end
he
of
won,
his career.
after kind of like you were saying, I appreciated your series analysis. Wow, analysis
Happens.
more. Thinking about how it did turn after that series, because after that it's been,
Yeah.
you know,
It kind of painted the narrative that whole year.
that was his first.
Painted the
well,
narrative.
that
consecutive
what?
I mean,
So
he went
what?
to
He
9
came
straight
into the league
finals
in,
after that.
He came into the league in
Yeah, or that was the
2004.
first of 9.
And I don't want to bring up. I'm not even trying to like have a GOAT debate or anything but MJ didn't win his first chip until 8 years into the league either. So sometimes it just takes a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to. There are very few people, Luka Doncic, that could really command a team
To
I don't
starting,
think
like,
it's possible in a game of basketball to like
year one.
Yeah, well, year 1, even like year 5, if you're like the guy, pretty much the only guy, like obviously,
he was.
and especially nowadays, like you have to have at least like at minimum 2 like superstars to be competing for an NBA
yeah,
Finals.
he has carried a team. All so many years. That 2011 team was probably the time least he carried a team.
Yeah.
But, like for so many years of his career, it has just been LeBron's team. Like we go as LeBron goes. We're just all on.
So yeah,
It's
that's-
not a-
Even
it's not
with
a-
the superstars.
Yeah, even with the superstar, LeBron's carrying the team. So I kind of want to go one from each kind of era. My first major LeBron just epic moment was when he scored 25 straight in the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5 at Detroit. Detroit at the time was
they were
Tardy,
dynasty,
Rip,
trying to be a
Ben
dynasty.
Wallace.
a title team.
They
Like,
won a title. They
They
won-
won multiple titles, I
They
believe, with
won
that
the
team.
2004
Yeah, they won 2 titles with that team.
and maybe 2004 and 2005, or it might have been
I think-
04-06,
2003.
that was in the middle of them. Maybe it might have been before too. I can't don't know exactly.
I know
the
they
dates,
won a title in 2004 because Corliss Williamson was
Yeah.
on that team.
but right around that's
Right.
I'm gonna go with
I'm pretty sure he was on that
that's
team.
That was a fact
He
that
got a
I
ring.
just heard for the first time. That's awesome.
that's his ring.
Go
I don't know.
Corliss.
Yeah, I know he had a
Everything
ring.
comes back to the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
So Always.
Um,
But yeah, I loved just watching him in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, like a long way down the playoffs, be the only option. Like, you score 25 straight points in a win, put the team on your back, and take it to overtime on the road against a great Detroit team.
Great defensive
That
Detroit
is
team.
just
known for its defense.
that's almost unbelievable that at some point they couldn't stop. Like,
Tayshaun Prince.
they couldn't just not let you score. Like, it's
yeah, no,
like we're gonna. If,
they know you're getting the ball.
and
every time.
that's what 3 or 4 years into the league he does that.
Yeah.
That was
That's
pre like
stupid.
not that LeBron's jumper is
Yeah.
amazing, but that was purely like inside scoring LeBron.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, like, so-
I will take you to the basket before I shoot a 3-pointer.
Yeah, so that was my favorite of that. I think, kind of, Josh, you mentioned that Celtics series in 2012 before they won so he just came off a finals loss. He still does not have a championship, and he's down 3-2 against a good Boston squad.
Yeah. A clutch Boston squad against a non-clutch LeBron.
And so for him to go that game six in the Garden was just absolutely special. Like, that was fun to watch.
That was like, oh, LeBron's coming.
Yeah,
Like
it
LeBron,
was
like he,
all right,
like
yeah.
he's here, and that was like, not like a clutch moment. Like, he was clutch the entire game.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite things. Is like, it's hard to be clutch in the moment. Like, it might even be harder to be clutch in the moment than to be clutch in like the entire game.
Yeah.
Because you have some room for error throughout a whole game, but like to really just have the mindset to bring it for an entire game and you score 45 points in an elimination game with your legacy on the line.
On the road in the most historic venue, like
in
the NBA.
Historic teams, venue teams, like, they had won a championship. It had been a
that was
couple years, but they
championship-winning
were a
team.
championship team. So
Well, that's what he's spanned. LeBron has spanned multiple dynasties in the NBA. Maybe not dynasties, but multiple like championship
dynasties.
Like, he was there. He was there at pretty much we talked about the Pistons. Like, he kind of ended the Pistons run in the East, and then he was kind of there, and then Boston kind of came up, and
the Lakers were the
there.
first.
Yeah.
It was. Initially it was Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
When LeBron first enters the league.
Yeah. If we're talking, I'm kind of more talking about like even in his own.
like him taking
personally,
it from
like,
them.
against-
Yeah.
Oh, I
like
got
he
you.
never played the Lakers.
True.
Like, he played the Celtics at the beginning of their run and kind of ended their run himself. And then he's there for the start of the Warriors dynasty. And, like, he's been around really for the end of their run as a unit. They may go on to win a few more but as that core group, it looks like it's kind of the end of the they may play together, but it's pretty much the end of the road.
It's not looking good.
It's not
team.
even a
They're-
core group.
Yeah,
Clay and Draymond are
Yeah.
So
spectators.
But LeBron's the one that put LeBron was there before they really gelled as a team, and he's there kind of still when they're now he's on a different team. But then another series against the Celtics I liked was his last year in Cleveland, and he went
you're
he
talking
went on the
about-
road I
yeah.
believe in Game 7. And won the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston.
Down 3-2.
And I would really implore you to go look at a screenshot of those starting lineups. Like, I clip it in.
No, yeah.
Because looking at LeBron versus that Celtics team versus LeBron and who was going with him, who was in that starting lineup to go to the finals, was just insane that he was still taking.
We watched that run at your house. I don't know if you remember the series before that, the Raptors series. When LeBron, they were like the Raptors were like the 2. I think they were like the 6th seed. The Cavs might have been either the 5 or the 6th seed, or something, and the Raptors were the 1 seed, and LeBron swept them. On one of them was a game winner, and then the next series they were down the Celtics 3-2. LeBron went crazy. Tatum dunked on LeBron, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's the end of LeBron. It's the end of LeBron." It's like, yeah, he dunked on him, but. He's still
all right.
20,
You want to hear?
22
You want to
years
hear
old.
the starting 5 on the road, Game 7
Let me
in
see.
Boston? You think you could?
Let me
Cavs?
guess.
2018.
Guess the
2018.
The Cavs.
JR.
So yeah,
JR's in there.
One of
Yep.
them.
Played
LeBron's
42
one of
minutes.
them.
J.R. Smith played 42
Ooh.
minutes in Game 7 on the
Gotta love
road.
to see
Tristan
that.
Thompson's one of them.
Yep.
Dellavedova?
Nope.
I don't think he's
This
on
is
that
pass.
one. Richard Jefferson?
Nope.
No, he's not in the starting lineup.
Channing Frye.
No.
Channing Frye's at the end of his career at the time. Who's big on that team?
Tristan was one. JR,
Oh,
LeBron.
Tristan.
I'm trying to remember.
That is 3 out of 5. That's pretty good.
Are the other 2 players we would know?
Yeah,
Obviously,
you
we
would know.
them.
You would definitely know. Yeah, I mean, you know them both.
All right, just go. Yeah. Just
One
go.
is a true journeyman in the NBA, talented, but has never really stuck around anywhere.
It's not Lou. He was never on those teams. I don't know why that name always comes to
It's
mind.
Jeff Green.
Jeff
Green played 42 minutes.
That's not one
That was
I would've thought of.
post-heart-
I forgot
post-heart
about that. He
problem.
was on those
Scored
teams, yeah.
19.
He was on those OKC teams.
Yeah.
Big part of them.
And then Grant Hill was the point guard.
Serge Ibaka.
Grant Hill.
Grant Hill was a Cav.
George Hill. Excuse me.
George Hill. Yeah, George Hill.
G
yeah.
Hill. G Hill. I immediately went
George
Grant
Hill,
and then
George
said
Hill.
George Hill.
it's
Who
all right.
wants to be a Pacers Udonis Haslem.
And then the only other guys to get minutes was Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, I remember
Kyle
Jordan
Korver.
Clarkson. Kyle Cook. Okay, so yeah.
But I don't know. Corver might not have been on
The Cavs
team that
championship
won.
team. Yeah.
But anyway, that is. Think about that. That roster went on. He went on the road with that roster and won the Eastern Conference Finals
And
That is
got,
crazy.
yeah, got to the championship.
for his 9th straight Finals appearance.
Yeah.
Woo! Amazing.
Absolutely wild.
And we get to watch him tonight.
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
gonna watch
We'll be
tonight.
locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Josh
can-
wears this jersey every day.
Every single day. I go to work in this thing.
What? Okay. We talked a lot about LeBron.
Yeah, we can kind of transition into some NBA. I mean,
Who else? So you like the Celtics or the Heat? Just a quick little, what's the breakdown?
I like the Heat. The Celtics are going to win.
yeah.
I like that.
I
That's
think the
a-
Celtics
I like that.
are going to
Feel
win.
about
I
that
think
one.
the Celtics are the better team. So I've been a really big hater on the Heat this entire playoff run just because I watched, I didn't watch a crazy amount of NBA regular season. I probably watched more than most people. But, the Heat, obviously they're the 8th seed. They weren't really very impressive all year. They're a great defensive team. They're a great coach team. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Just talent-wise, though, they just don't have the guys. And offensively, they were, statistically,
Jimmy Butler did have to do
one of the
amazing
worst.
things.
Yeah.
They're
one of the worst offensive teams in the NBA. And they're really good defensively. Bam is one of the best defenders in the NBA. Jimmy is, a defensive guy. And then Kyle Lowry's always been, a defensive point guard.
Kyle
So, obviously,
Lowry.
they are.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Kyle Lowry's been in a lot of playoff games.
he has. He's been in a lot of Eastern Conference Finals, lost to LeBron.
LeBron did own Toronto so
Toronto.
bad.
But yeah, Bill Simmons refers to the Heat as the zombie team because they're the team that just doesn't die.
Yeah.
They just keep coming back to life. And I was listening to
That is kind of Pat Riley-esque.
Yeah. No,
He's
yeah.
not really zombie. It seems more like a Dracula to me, actually.
I mean,
Vampire.
it just doesn't make sense.
What you think?
With
Pat
their
Riley more
roster that
zombie
they're
or
in the
vampire?
Eastern Conference Finals.
He's a vampire.
It's weird.
Yeah, definitely vampire.
Italian just screams vampire.
Yeah, it does. The slick back. It's the hair.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the undead look of
He played for Kentucky.
Like I could see him
Adolph
being like
Rupp, so.
150. Like Pat Riley just
He is
drafted
kinda-
this other guy from.
Timeless Pat.
Yeah.
Who said something? Oh man, Phil Jackson.
That is a good.
Bro, Phil Jackson has been just. You seen some of the stuff Phil Jackson said about he's just said some really offhand.
I did see some. I can't remember what it
some
was.
could
He's been
classify
saying
as just racist remarks.
Oh no, not it's.
Oh, how he doesn't
first
watch
it's Phil,
the
then it's
NBA.
Bob.
Yeah.
You know
doesn't
how he
watch the
quit
NBA.
watching the
Yeah,
NBA because of the
Black Lives Matter
Black Lives
stuff,
Matter
yeah.
stuff.
Phil.
Yeah, Phil, you just why'd you say that?
Why would you say
Why
that?
would you say that?
Dude, you
Yeah.
can get ESPN Plus and just watch the uncut version.
Who are you that concerned, Phil Jackson, with that logo on the court? Is that really bothering you?
His eyes drawn.
You're not even watching I thought you're supposed to be a basketball savant. You
What
shouldn't
are
even
the
be.
X's and the O's?
You should
there?
be just watching the movement of the game.
Go teach someone the triangle offense. Phil. Stop talking about politics. Or not
Phil
even
didn't even
politics,
teach
just
me the
straight up
triangle
racism.
offense. Like Mike taught me the triangle offense.
Anyway, that's an offhand comment on Phil Jackson. But
Yeah.
for a second, I thought Pat Riley said that, and I was like,
you hear what Bob Huggins said?
oh yeah,
Bob.
Bob.
Okay, cool. We can jump off that. I just
yeah.
I
He's all right. He's still around.
Yeah,
he's fine. Just
a crazy thing for a guy with a lot of media training to say.
I didn't find out that he said that like that day. Like it was like the day that came out. Like that was like a recent comment. He was on a radio.
That's
show
what I'm saying.
Day.
Yeah, that was live. That like came out like hours later.
I thought that was like years ago.
Which is just crazy. Like 50 years ago, you say something offhand at some random local like. Yeah, maybe a few people are upset on the but like it does not get clipped all over the internet and like everyone know.
Yeah, no,
everyone know within hours that he said something
real bad.
That was pretty bad.
Just really bad and really unnecessarily. Yes.
It's like, man, it wasn't even funny.
Dude, you did that.
That's not funny to begin with. But that wasn't funny.
That wasn't even close.
You weren't even in the ballpark. That was just rude and insensitive.
That was you dug that out too. You weren't like no one prodded you. No one like kind of you didn't get put in a like tricky question or anything. You literally wanted to say that. Like you chose to like say that
and continued like he paused in the video. He pauses for a second. I'm like, oh, he understands. He said something.
Like he might backtrack right
Doubles down on it immediately.
That is brutal. I do.
We gotta get 60.
How would you judge? Seriously, how would you judge? Like you're the AD there, you're the athletic director, and you're Bob Huggins, who is in this situation as he is. It literally is probably his last year.
Yeah.
Like
we're in West Virginia.
He's Bob Huggins.
Yeah, he's also I really he's Bob Huggins, and we're in West Virginia. Like West Virginia as a state in itself. I think that
this will blow over.
That's probably radio talk.
It is. Yeah.
Those guys were like at first second they also kind of expected him to back down.
Yeah.
And then they kind of were like, oh no, great interview, Bob. We love that.
We're actually waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, on the Morgantown media.
Not good by a lot. My thing is like, for someone who even thinks that, or like would if they use that kind of language in their vernacular.
Yeah.
Which we obviously do. That is harmful language. Like, all right, we're good with not saying some. There's certain things we just don't say it because it's seen as offensive to some. Anyway, Bob Huggins is someone who speaks to the media every single day of his life. Like he has had and has like I'm sure countless actual media training. Like this is what you like. These are off limit. Like do not speak on these things when you're representative of a universe. Like he is representing. He's not on his own personal. He doesn't own a company. Like you are representing your institute. You are an institution of higher learning. Like you cannot.
Well, you have to think in that media training. That word in particular,
that's like highlighted.
That was brought. No, I bet it wasn't even brought up. They're like,
no one's gonna say that.
Yeah,
like
no
you
one's
know
gonna
not
say this.
Oh yeah, it's like so obvious.
It's insane. I hope that the number one player next year comes out of West Virginia and is gay.
That would be spectacular.
Yeah. That was my hope. As soon as I watched the video, I was like, man, this needs to really.
Or if they're the next number one recruit.
Number one recruit.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a Bob Huggins movie, and Bob Huggins ends up
turning gay.
No, he just
they become lovers.
Finds he sees the error of his own ways. He sees the error of his own ways, and ends up fathering this player, and they take him to a national championship. And Bob Huggins goes on. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry I said that. I love."
He says it again. No, guys, I love.
And then he gets canceled. He's like, I can't even say the word.
Can't get canceled.
That is a funny. All right, that's kind of a funny. Like, if we take the harmful language out of a harmful context, it's like, no, I absolutely adore. I love. Like, I really want to support. Like, but it's obviously counterintuitive because it's like, in even saying that, you obviously don't
know enough about.
Yeah,
but it's a funny.
That was
one of the funniest.
If he really was just like very unaware, just like unaware of like the what the language means, you know.
I think he's obviously pretty unaware. You can't be throwing it around like that and not know. Like on the
exactly. Which was the confusing
so far
part
from a
to
slip.
me is I was like, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock?
That is not a slip.
Like
it's not a slip. Like we would do.
He wasn't even describing like.
He set up the joke. It took him so long to set it up. It took him so long. You're like, oh, I know where he's going. This isn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Xavier Pete.
Dude, so far in the offseason too, like
depths of the basketball. He's
just
out here
be
talking
forgotten,
about,
dude. But
like he should be working.
Yeah,
transfer portal's still open.
He had a great transfer class too. Like they had one of the best transfer classes in the. And I mean, I think they probably still will. Like
those guys, dude. If you're going to West Virginia, that's the same. Truly, don't do this, but Musk could do the same thing here, and people would be like, "That's bad. We shouldn't do that."
Yeah, that is a good lens to look at it. Like if your coach said something, like, yeah, I mean, he said he was sorry.
I didn't even.
He sent out a nice tweet of saying he was sorry.
Yeah, he had a heart-filled apology.
He had a real nice graphics designer make up a fun little apology for him. He's good, man.
I like to imagine on the tweet he just put sorry and then filled in the blanks. He just like clicked the autofill for the rest. Sorry for mother needs groceries.
I wish he would do like sorry F asterisk. Sorry.
I did not mean
exclamation point.
That was a crazy. That's the best story coming out of the college basketball offseason so far. Even like non-transfer related.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
But to get back into, I guess we can wrap up with.
I like the Heat.
Yeah, you like the Heat?
No, I mean I think I kind of am with you. I would prefer the Heat to win. The Celtics do have a fuller squad. I mean you touched on it there, Josh. Like they have a fuller roster of guys that really can play at a high. The Heat are limited to some extent by their personnel. Like at some point, the offense is scared. The lack of offense. They have needed at times to just lean so heavy on Jimmy Butler that is unsustainable to win 4 games out of 7 against a team that was in the finals last year, a team in Boston that's got superstars.
The zombie part about them though is those are regular season stats. They are. I don't know what it is now because this was like a first round stat and like maybe early second round, but they were the highest scoring offense in the NBA playoffs at a point.
And that's when you think defense is even harder.
They completely flipped the script. And given that is Jimmy Butler going off for 40, 45, 30, 35 a game, like some games. But like, I mean, guys like Max Strus and Caleb Martin, like guys we don't really know a whole lot about, just straight up 3-point shooters, they're going off and Bam's going off. So they're a team that has they are kind of like a perfect playoff team, and Eric Spoelstra is kind of like a perfect playoff coach.
He is.
So I don't expect this at all to be a Celtics in 5, really even.
I mean, went to 7 last year.
Yeah, Celtics in 6. Yeah, I expect it. I'm going to say Celtics in 6. Wouldn't be surprised at all if it's Celtics in 7. I think the Celtics are just the better team. Personally, I don't want to see the Heat in the finals just because, just from, a pure basketball standpoint, they're not the most fun to watch play because, you want to see, not that they can't score the ball, but, they like to rough things up. They like to turn the ball over. They like to foul, They like to make the game slow. So
the league wants Celtics Lakers, right?
Obviously they want Celtics Lakers.
Maybe. I think I've been seeing a big push for the bubble narrative. That was actually my final LeBron moment, was just for what it meant to me personally and how much I needed to watch professional sports on television. But a bubble rematch and watching both teams play a full regular season and then make it to the bubble, I like the script after the whole script thing. They've been saying that's the NBA script, is to make the bubble legitimate, which I felt like it was. It was good basketball.
Yeah, it was the basketball they were playing. It's legitimate.
It was honestly, for me, I would like to see the bubble every 4 years. I wouldn't truly, but it was so interesting to just see the turnaround on the games at empty arena. Literally people's faces sitting in their living room, being the fans.
The Mickey Mouse joke is funny.
Way better shooting.
It's funny and to a degree, some people.
Good Jim.
I think you can make an argument about it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of silly. It's there are no fans there, but anytime professional athletes are trying their hardest, You know, they're competing at 100% of their ability because everybody in the bubble was competing at 100% of their ability. You can't take that away from them. You can't take away the fact that, hey, we were both giving it our all, and I beat you. You know, like it's just
it's still the conference finals and final. Like you know, you get to
it was legitimate.
Yeah, it was legit.
They played a lot of games in that bubble. That was an awesome time.
Yeah,
or that was very
given.
sad
I do think like
world,
some guys are going to perform to a higher level because there's less pressure. You know, like and like certain like guys like T.J. Warren, or I'm trying to think of another example.
I think T.J. Warren would have still been good. He just got injured.
He's good. No, he was good.
He just didn't he tear his Achilles or something? Wasn't
I
he
don't
out
even
for like
know.
a season after he went off in the bubble?
But yeah, I just remember
Signed a good
him
contract.
going off and not really hearing much about him. I guess he did get injured. But yeah, so I'll say
He did go
Celtics.
off.
I'll say Celtics.
I like Celtics in 6. I would agree with that.
I kind of want to talk about the East for a little bit. Not like a whole lot. Just I kind of want to talk about the Sixers. See what y'all's thoughts are on Embiid. Now, I don't know if you guys saw what he said in the post game.
Did he say they need a star?
He said he basically
that would be
said
crazy.
that they needed help. He was like, me and James can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is like
He wants another star.
is true.
Yeah.
Like
A lot of people are upset about it. I don't.
The James Harden I've been seeing,
I don't disagree with him. People are like, oh, how can you say this about your team? But I'm just kind of like, and it does make him look bad because he did have a really bad Game 7. But I don't even think he was specifically talking about that game, though. I think he's talking about, like, as a whole, like, their team to be, you know, the top team in the East. Like, they're going to need somebody else.
I think they are a punching up team. Just based on, in this, like, era of basketball, it is hard for your best person. And obviously, we're about to go watch the Nuggets play. So, take it with a grain of salt. But your best man, or your best player to be a big man, and, like, your anchor of the team to be a big man to go all the way to the finals, that's just a hard route to take. Because just like NCAA, less so. Players are way more skilled. The NBA is you need someone who is a dynamic playmaker, getting big men the ball. Jokic happens to be the full package of a dynamic playmaker, passer, facilitator, as well as a solid scorer, and
he's
pretty good on
crazy.
defense.
Dude,
Just
he's amazing.
all around great. Embiid, yes, for a lot of those, but I'd say he big time lacks the facilitating.
Yeah.
James Harden can facilitate, but when he goes into facilitate mode, he is literally just
He doesn't have
facilitating.
both. Yeah,
he can't.
Yeah, no,
for some reason,
he's
scores
either
or
passing
facilitates.
the entire
For
time.
a whole series, he can't do both.
Yeah, and I that's what I noticed is, you know, 2 games in a row, like the first game, he scored 45. There was another game. It might have been in between. He scored, like, close to 40 again. And then a game or 2 later, one of the games they lost, James Harden was just, like, not even taking wide open layups.
Yeah.
Like, because he was like, okay, it's my turn to facilitate. You know, he can't turn it off. So, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to, like, get your big man involved whenever, like, for late game situations, whenever you have to take, like, the whole time of, like, you know, positioning him in the post and, like, making sure the matchup is there that you want.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just the easiest thing in the world. Like, no matter how dominant of a big man you are, like, if they're double teaming you, it's not what you can do. If you're a guard or, you know, you're ISOing, like, there's easier ways to get around that. But if you're just in the low block and, you know, there's nothing you can do.
Does it invalidate his MVP almost immediately?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
Just because it's a regular season award, and, like, I think a lot of people are discounting the fact that Embiid was playing, like, you know, it wasn't like a serious injury, but, like, it's an injury that takes a month and a half to heal from. Like, he was definitely not playing 100%, and, like, I mean, dude, the Celtics are a really good team.
Oh,
like,
the Celtics are gonna run the East for.
Yeah, the Celtics.
If Jaylen Brown
Jason
stays
Tatum
around.
is one of the best players in the NBA. They were picked to win the series in 5 by, like, most, like, basketball, like, analysts and everything. Like, they were, like, minus 400 to win the series before the series started. So, you know, some would say they even overachieved. It's just it's just like a recency bias thing. He plays in Game 7, doesn't do anything, doesn't shoot well, scores like 13 points. So I feel bad for him because he had a crazy season. Like, I don't remember when was the last time we saw an NBA player average 33 points in his season. I don't think that's
Durant might have got there. One of those
Durant
years.
maybe, yeah. But no,
he was cooking there.
He was dominant. But yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts. Stock is fired too. I think that's probably justified.
Yeah, hadn't done much.
A lot of firing in the NBA.
There is a lot of turnaround. There's no longevity
don't
truly
really like the Bud
outside
firing,
of Eric
even though
Spoelstra.
that was pretty embarrassing. But
it's a funny moment in an organization. They're just trending towards this guy's either going to click and we're going to win one, or if it doesn't happen,
you're done.
They don't really take time to go on the downward and backup trajectory. It's like if you're on the downward trajectory, you're just out.
And it has to be win one. It can't even be like we can't just
close.
Be good
we
for
can't
a
just
while.
Get around there, yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to win one, especially if you have one of those like superstar type players. Their window isn't going to be there forever. How long would you guys say, like, aside from LeBron, because LeBron's prime was a little bit different, and like Steph, but like most players' primes in the NBA, like the time period, like
4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
most.
4 to 6 years. What I would say, when they are just
that is
like
wild that LeBron's been prime for.
Yeah, and he's LeBron's definitely not at his prime now, but
it's probably been what? When would you say he really
over a season's worth of time?
I think he was still. I think he was not in his prime during the bubble championship. I think he was pretty close to it though.
I think he has prime moments.
Yeah.
A lot of prime moments, and that's kind of all you need if your team is good enough.
Well, that can lead
to
us
get
into
to.
the next topic. If we want to talk about the Nuggets and the Lakers, and then we can go watch the game.
Let's do it.
I like that roll right into
perfect.
I was gonna mention this
clock.
about LeBron, just like really just his whole this playoff run in general. Seth and I were kind of talking about his spurts that he's been taking. It's really interesting the way that he's finding, and this is why he's one of the best to ever do it, the way that he's finding ways to dominate the game without actually, dominating the game. Because LeBron's career, his entire career, he's been very ball dominant, not just, getting into the paint and scoring, but, he's a quarterback of the offense.
Yeah.
He's constantly, and in this playoff run, I've noticed it, the Lakers aren't a great three-point shooting team, so it hasn't been, as effective. But just in the half court, you don't even think anything's happening, and he just across court throws it to some guy in the corner, wide open three. Or
guys have shot more wide open threes as LeBron's teammates than
it's
probably
insane.
anyone.
That's an
It's-
interesting stat to look
it's
into, 'cause
insane,
that
dude.
Totally is a thing.
Yeah.
So he's doing that, but other possessions, he's kind of taking possessions off, he might touch the ball, but you can tell that LeBron's not really
He's not
locked
going
into
to
this
work
possession.
on offense.
He's not.
He might even take a shot.
He might even take a three, or if it's the last second, the guys are hey, we're gonna give the ball to LeBron, but you can tell he's not. You can really tell when LeBron is okay, I'm gonna go to work for us on this possession, and that doesn't mean that he's gonna go take a layup necessarily, or try to get to the foul line or anything, but you can tell when he's taking
the
initiative.
offense is running through him.
Yeah. So, or even when he's trying to get out in transition, you can tell when LeBron's running to be the outlet, if he's trying to go get a transition dunk, or he's trying to get fouled or whatever. So it's just interesting to watch that as a lifelong LeBron fan, because it's almost and this isn't the stats, but every 3 or 4 possessions he's taking off, and then every 2 or 3 possessions he's okay, give me the ball.
Well, you'll literally watch him in real time. It'll be a 2-minute stretch where he's running up it, he'll block one and
That's
just
what I'm
do a
saying.
transition layup, and then he's back. He's just out. He is more active.
Yeah. Then you can tell. And
he understands. That's basketball's played. There's some pivotal there's some takeover moments in games where you kind of feel things flip to your favor, and he kind of capitalizes.
And I think he's so smart. He's such an intelligent player. He can kind of tell the filler because there are filler minutes in basketball, right? Where it's like even though you score a couple possessions in a row, like those possessions aren't maybe as like a big of a deal as some of the other possessions, and LeBron picks and chooses some of the possessions. So yeah, he's taking time. It's also to conserve energy too. Like LeBron's not playing the playoffs to try to get out of the first or second round.
When they needed him in the fourth quarter against the Grizzlies, he was right there.
Yeah.
Like you need him to make a game-tying layup to, that was a huge moment in their playoffs. If the Grizzlies win that game 4 on the road.
Yeah, Jaw's fine
2-2.
Today. He's
don't even get me started.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about the biggest story in sports today.
I talked about that yesterday. I don't talk about
Yeah.
it. Sad.
But no, that's also I was honestly thinking about mentioning that as one of my favorite things.
It is sad. It is sad. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's pretty funny, but it's sad.
Where's the outrage if I go do it?
That is why it's kind of funny.
But that's kind of the point too. It's like it isn't because it's you. It's because he is Ja Morant.
It's because it's Ja Morant.
He is like, I was thinking about like next superstars of the NBA. Like he literally is right in contention to be like the next face of the NBA, but he won't if
he's close to being there, and no.
Oh, he'll still make it,
He
dude.
still will,
We have given. It's exactly, dude. It was like 3
People
months.
love guns too, so like
It was 3 months from his last incident, and I had forgotten that
Yeah, no,
he was even gun willed.
It only made
it
did make it a bigger deal. I remembered it once it happened, but I had not cared.
He is great on refreshing.
He's going around and doing things like.
Now the minute he does something,
yeah.
it will drastically change.
Yeah,
I do like how it was just in a car too. They're just moving along the road.
It kind of reminded me of like in high school watching Snapchat stories like guys that I would like be like, oh, this guy's got a gun. Wow, like
it's just like, hey, we turn up, like we turn up in the park, like it's just a dude in your car with a gun.
What are you doing, dog?
That is just juvenile.
I don't understand it, but I mean,
hate to see it. I love to see it, but
yeah, I mean,
he can come to the Mavs. Just looking for a place to go. We like all type of crazy guards at the Mavs. We like them all.
Ja, Kyrie, and Luka.
Just no big men. Maxi Kleba.
Anyway,
that is a good point.
Jokic is amazing.
Yeah, Nuggets, Lakers.
The Nuggets
now,
are nasty.
Aside from LeBron, the Nuggets are a really good team. It's definitely going to be the hardest matchup for the Lakers of the playoffs.
Which just makes sense.
Which they are the 1 seed.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the Warriors are all 3 like top-tier teams at home. Really bad on the road. Like average NBA teams on the road. Like the Nuggets are average on the road.
Yeah.
So
they're not gonna have to win on the road.
We'll see.
That's a series where you gotta steal one.
The Lakers
have to steal one, which they have done in every game won so far.
That does put you up.
Yeah, no.
I feel like used to LeBron was okay with the chase down 1-0.
Yeah.
Like some of those, even like I feel like some of his.
He has less time. It's exactly what you're saying. Like he doesn't.
I don't need minutes. I need to win in.
Yeah, we can't wait for another game. I can't play I don't want to play another 48. Let me just get it done in the.
Yeah, no.
The next 48, I need to play in the next round.
AD could break a clavicle any play. he could be torn to pieces any play of any game.
A healthy AD versus Jokic matchup is pretty fun. AD
is one of the best big men in the NBA when he's healthy.
When he's healthy, I mean, he's number 1. I think.
Like, he is probably the perfect defensive match to put on.
I know, that is the good thing about the Lakers. They literally, if there's one NBA player to truly say, now we're just going to, like, this guy's going to have to match up versus Jokic, it's got to be AD.
Yeah. And
then, dude, D'Angelo Russell's been playing good. Nasty.
That's been playing good.
D'Lo.
Austin Reeves, shout out.
Shout out to Arkansas.
Been hooping, like consistently hooping. Not really quite the player some people.
Has been Jordan Clarkson hooping. Just hooping like in the background for
a good point.
minute.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't really buy into the Austin Reeves hype until
I'm hooping because AD and LeBron are on the court right now.
They're guarding them. I'm playing against the assistant coach. Just shoot around for me.
LeBron legitimately defers to Austin Reeves.
Yeah, because
that's the crazy thing.
That's why you're talking about taking offensive possessions off.
Yeah, I know, because he can. Because
Reeves.
Reeves,
he finishes at a good.
And Schroeder. Schroeder's been really good in the playoffs. Reeves, and that's when the playoffs first started, and like Reeves and AD would get in the pick and roll, it was so weird because like I was just assuming, and I'm sure the defenses were assuming too. It's like, okay, this is just an excuse to get AD the ball. But Reeves was like, nah, bro. Like, I'm taking it. I'm taking this 20-footer in your eye, or I'm taking it to the rack on, Dylan Brooks or one of the like better defenders on the Grizzlies, or I'm taking Klay Thompson to the rack, like these legends in the NBA.
It's pretty cool to see him like hoop it, like when they put the slow-mo replay of Austin Reeves hooping on Steph, like that is a sick moment.
No, it was, dude, it's really cool, like, because I mean, undrafted, man, like, as white and pale as he is, watching
Can't even go outside in Los
Austin
Angeles.
Reeves so pale,
why.
just on it's wild,
Can't go outside.
dude.
He just hoops all the time.
Hooping.
Yeah,
Always indoors.
True hooper.
He's
Got
just a
outdoor
hooper,
courts there in LA.
Nah, he's inside.
but
He's
always been
inside.
inside.
He's always inside.
That guy has been in the gym. I bet that guy's logged a lot of minutes in the gym.
He has.
yeah,
I mean, his collegiate career was
he was pretty good
in the
college.
gym.
Yeah.
I was very good at
Yeah,
Oklahoma
very
and
good.
Wichita State, but just to start out at Wichita State, be part of that program going downhill. I think that's when Greg Marshall
Greg Marshall.
had his whole thing.
What happened with him?
He was just out. He just did something bad enough to be out.
I don't remember that.
And he might have not done anything. He might have
He was just
tax
out.
fraud or something.
Yeah, he was just out.
Yeah, he was
All of a
just-
sudden, he was just
I
out.
was just like, dude,
Tax fraud.
you can't have this. Not in Wichita, of all places.
Yeah.
You better go to
um,
Morgantown with that, brother.
Nuggets, Jamal Murray.
I like Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal Murray's good.
Jamal Murray's pretty
Always
good.
has been good. He was
I've seen his
nasty at
PP.
Kentucky.
He was so nasty at Kentucky.
Just overlooked statement.
Just kept right on. Didn't even flinch.
He was,
Didn't
he
even
was,
flinch.
He was good at Kentucky.
Wait, did you just?
I didn't say anything. We're moving on.
Okay.
That is a
Alright.
wild part of that's a normal part of the internet age. I feel like a good number of
Yeah.
people are.
Okay, so you
On
did.
Twitter.
All right, nice.
Yeah, right on.
Like
He posted it
Thursday.
too, didn't he?
He did, but
It
I
was-
didn't
it
see
was-
it live from him. I don't
I
follow
thought
me
it
and
was-
Jamal aren't tight anymore.
I thought it was
Yeah, he posted.
thought it was somebody
On
hacked
somewhere,
him.
not
Like
on.
he had it.
I
I
think posted
only
on Instagram or something. No, he couldn't. He's been canceled. He's been thrown off.
I thought
No,
he like got
posted
hacked.
on like
his
IG
phone
Live.
got
I'm
hacked.
pretty.
Yeah, I think it was IG
Not
Live.
maybe not a
it was
story or
something
something.
live,
Like
yeah.
it was not like it was not a post, but it was like he put this like
It was up.
maybe Snapchat. I think it was a Snapchat story.
That
Honestly,
seems like a
I
snap.
truly think it was a Snapchat story.
I'm pretty sure.
I've just seen a screenshot
An
of
NBA
Snapchat
player
story.
mentioned it to him like on the court, like using it as trash talk, and he like tried to fight him or something. I can't
Why?
remember who it was.
Dude, cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
like
tight.
respect.
Yeah.
Dog, saw that.
Wow, dude.
Respect.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother.
No, but Jamal Murray, I'm excited to once again a guy who
Michael Porter
was
Jr.
great in the bubble,
Yeah.
and then has
He got
been
hurt.
injured for literally.
He was great at one point, but yeah, then he kind
He
of.
has some shots that I like. They're like, dare I say, I don't want to be blasphemous here, but like Kobe-esque, man. Like
Kobe-esque.
not even.
I think it's fair
I don't
to say
even think it's a
Kobe-esque.
chance. Like it's not even a chance. Like I'm talking
He has an
back of the corner fadeaway double team.
yeah.
I've watched multiple. I bet some money on the Nuggets this regular season,
Ooh.
and Jamal Murray has helped me out quite a few times.
He has an early or like a mid 2000s game to him
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, he does need to be
He's
wearing
not
longer
as quick.
shorts.
Yeah.
Like he's still pretty.
I think he
quick,
kind of his
but-
shorts are kind of long. I think
Yeah,
that's part
that's
of
what
it.
I'm
He has a
saying.
baggy. He wears the baggy jersey. There are better jerseys. He wears a size up in jerseys for sure. It does. It makes the game look. I would say you're saying Kobe. I was thinking that.
I'm
He
just
has
saying
he
shot.
has
I'm
like
just
a
saying like
Darren
pure like
Williams to
shot
him.
make, not like play style, just like shot
But a
making, like
And Darren Williams.
fadeaway
Darren
kind
Williams
of
had his
kind of
peak.
shots.
Nets, Darren
you know?
Williams.
I mean, Darren Williams was nice.
Or
I'm saying,
sorry,
I think
Jazz, Darren Williams.
Yeah,
Pre-Mavs.
I'm
you
not,
do,
like,
you do kind
saying
of
he
think of
plays
Darren
like
Williams
Kobe.
because of his how he ended up just being kind of
Just being good,
like
but not good enough.
Elmer Fudd out there running around.
Truly out there,
was
playing
a-
on like non-contenders. Just
Just
Yeah,
running
he was an
around.
all-star
Go get him,
and
D.
kinda-
Go get him, Darren.
He went from one of the best guards in the league for like 3 seasons. It was him and Chris Paul as best point
Yeah, he
guards,
was an all-star like a couple years in a row.
and then
Yeah.
he filled in the gap of Steve Nash. But back to that series, yeah, I think the Nuggets got a good Michael Porter Jr.
Very deep bench.
I have yet to see, and it's just me. It's the games I've been watching, the portions of the games I've been catching. I haven't seen him do anything.
Michael Porter Jr.
But I think he is.
He hasn't been. No, he hasn't really
No,
been
he
that
hasn't
great in
been
this
yet.
playoffs.
Okay.
Actually, no. In the playoffs,
That was just
he's
the next
actually
name
been
I
really
thought of.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon has been doing pretty good.
Aaron Gordon's good. He's a big part of their team. Bruce Brown is good.
Bruce Brown's
Christian
been having
Brown,
great
Kansas. He's not like huge
on the
part of their
court.
team, but like he's on the court getting big minutes.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
it's just athletic.
He's like their X factor guy. Like he gets a big dunk and he kind of gets them going.
pretty solid defense.
Need guys like that.
Yeah.
Gotta have guys.
When you have a
like
guy
that.
like Jokic to control, like he runs the.
Yeah, you don't need much
He
more.
is the epicenter.
They're deep, dude. Like they're really deep, and you kind of have to be the
Jeff
1
Green.
seed. Yeah, Jeff
Still around.
Green, and he's getting big minutes.
He is playing good.
Jeff Green
big
has played
minutes.
a lot of minutes on a lot of different basketball teams.
He, for some reason, his whole heart scare had me thinking he was like 35 at the time.
Yeah.
But
No,
he was like
early.
28.
That was early in
It
his.
did.
That was Celtics.
It did. He did feel early, or he did feel old.
Yeah,
early.
he always felt old,
Yeah,
even
he
on
did.
those OKC teams. He was just old.
Yeah. Who else
He was
was
a
on that
Grizzly?
team? He was.
He's
a
been
Grizzly.
around. He's a journeyman.
Yeah, he has been around.
I would like to. That's a expectation for the pod. I want to sit down with a journeyman. I don't want the stars. I want a journeyman on the pod.
Tell me about every single team you've ever been on.
Yeah, I
You've
want
played
someone
with
who's
everybody.
played- Who has played? Just been around a lot. A lot of people. I guess that's like half the NBA. It's
Yeah,
just
a lot
guys
of people
who
are
getting bounced
kinda-
around.
Like Pat Bev.
If you're not,
That was the first name that came to mind.
If you're not a legit
Pat Bev.
star, you're a journeyman.
Invites extended. We'd love to
Arkansas.
have you.
We
Razorback.
got the Arkansas Connect. Yeah.
I mean, one of the true, like, great
All right.
initial guards of Arkansas for me watching the Razorbacks.
Courtney
Let's,
Fortson.
It was Courtney, Jonathan Modica.
Oh, yeah.
Modica would be sick. Yeah.
Modica
That-
would be.
Yeah.
Pat Bev was awesome though.
But yeah, Pat was his whole different. BJ Young.
BJ Young. Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. Now we're just heating up. We gotta
All right,
stop.
let's
We gotta wrap up.
Let's
Ricky Scott.
let's go around each, give your series prediction winner, and kind of talk about why for a second, and then we can go watch the game.
All right, I got the Lakers because it is fate. That is
Yeah.
my why. They might play worse the whole series, but they will somehow find a way to make it to the championship because LeBron needs one more.
Yeah, I got the Lakers as well. I'm with you on the fate. I do think you got to capitalize. Like LeBron only has so many runs left. Like he kind of knows he's got to. If he wants another ring, he better go get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then maybe you win another. Maybe you even could go for another one. But if you want another one, this is your bet. You are here. You are
Yeah,
healthy.
you're in the conference finals.
And go get one.
Yeah.
I think playing with LeBron instills a ton of confidence. Like I really do.
has
I
to.
think
Does.
that team
Has to.
that team just knows
They love him.
have.
I'm a 25-point scorer with LeBron passing me the rock.
So, and that's really that would be my preference as well.
Yeah.
So I would, and then I think that it will be Celtics in 6. I think they actually might handle
Yeah.
Miami, not easily, but
I didn't do the other side. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a tough series.
Celtics in 6 for me. Lakers in 6. I think they this is obviously going to be their hardest test.
Bron in
I think
4.
Jokic is the best player in the league, but I mean, I think AD can equalize Jokic.
Jokic
I
is
think-
a great player in the league.
I think Jokic
MVP.
is
2 times.
he's gonna have to backpack them a little bit too much. I don't
I like that.
I don't
term.
like Murray is going to have to play crazy basketball. I'm not saying that he can't, but I don't really know if he's all the way there yet to beat LeBron and AD. So I
That's
think
a tough.
tonight's
Those
gonna
two
go,
healthy that's a formidable duo.
Yeah, I mean if they win tonight, I think it'll be Lakers in 6, not without a doubt because the series is not over yet. But it will be looking like the writing is on the wall. Lakers in 6, even if the Nuggets can win the next game, whatever. So yeah,
We're all on the Celtics. We're all on the Lakers.
it's the Celtics.
So,
Lakers.
go ahead and cash
Adam
your
Silver.
tickets for,
Adam Silver is
get
gonna be a
upset.
happy man.
I don't think the odds are too much in your favor on one side, but
Yeah.
the other side looking perfect. All right, we got any closing remarks? Any other?
No, I mean I think MVP fatigue is real in the NBA. Like LeBron, in all reality, should probably have 7 or 8
Oh yeah, I mean LeBron could have been MVP.
for like 12 straight years. You could have legitimately.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying about Jokic too. He probably should have been the MVP this year. I don't know
Not
though.
this series. Go Bron.
Yeah, definitely not this series.
Go LeBron. I love Jokic too. I love Jamal Murray, but yeah, I mean,
You got a lot of love to share in this
LeBron
NBA
James.
world.
yeah, I really like the Nuggets. I've always been a fan of Jokic, the Honey Bear.
That is the first time I have heard that.
You've never heard him be called the Honey Bear?
No, I have
No,
not.
yeah, that's
the
his.
Honey Bear.
It's not a legit nickname, but like it's stuck a little bit. I think it's
All right.
stuck a little bit.
Nice.
If you're like the other two people on the pod, you heard it here first.
Yeah, we just started.
Started something big.
No. I didn't come up with that. That's
You did.
That's Chuck. That's Charles Barkley, baby.
Oh, that's Chuck.
okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
thought Dylan Brooks was the honey bear. Weren't they pouring honey on him and stuff? Because he said don't. Anyway.
I said there's a parade up in my city.
Damn, no parade.
I don't care.
Not even
He's
close to
old.
a
Just
parade.
Ja Morant.
He's
on
old.
the line with the gun.
I like to poke bears.
Dude, think about him at the parade down Beale Street. Oh boy.
He likes to poke bears.
He does.
Oh, that
All
was
right.
that imagery was too funny right there.
What a pod.
Nice.
them saying jokes about move him to Chicago and he's gonna be out with the rocking.